Milo, no. No, Milo. I mean, hi, Curvies. We had to leave and come back. Oh, you can hear me now. Let's see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? That was weird. But look, the devil's not stopping nothing. I pivot. I don't panic. Pivot. Don't panic. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Don't panic. Pivot. Let's see. So come back in and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you can get notified when we upload videos. And whatnot. Ms. Bugs is here. Thanks for coming through. I was having technical difficulties. We are restarting. So I'm just going to get to the freaking document because, yeah, I'm just going to get to the freaking document. You guys in live, be quiet, please. I'm just going to get to the document because that was a lot. I don't know what's going on. I'm in California, so I don't know if they're trying to cut down communication so we can't talk to the rest of the country about what the fuck is going on here that's so wrong, because my Wi-Fi is strong, my power is strong, but all my devices are spinning. And it sounds like some stuff. It sounds like it could be some stuff, you know? But in the meantime, here, let's go here real quick. What's happening here? So now things are coming up. And then everything had disappeared over there. You guys. All right, Curvies. Had to get that in this time. Because in my rush last time, I didn't even get that on. Hey, everybody. Tis moi. I don't really like this square. Because in my rush last time. Let's see if we could do that there. I think I want these. Yeah. Even though I don't have anything green on. Maybe I could do the purple blue. I just like these better. I like the shape. Okay. Ooh, Miss Bugs, Satra Del Rey. Yes, you guys, look. We're about to read it. I got the full complaint that was against Bravo that was filed on the 5th. And I've been looking for it. And I finally found it. And also, you guys can find it. But I'm going to read it today because, you know, I've been very interested in the story since Michelle A.T.L.E.N. broke it on the day, June 6, 2024. And it was almost a year to the day because she filed this lawsuit on June 5th, 2025. So it was a year to the day, practically, that she filed this lawsuit after that horrible treatment that the girl got. So I'm going to just read this. Okay, there's red writing all over this. I don't know if you can see. See this red? And up here at the red, there's red also. Now the red writing says, caution, this docket has not yet been reviewed by the county clerk. See below. And then below it says, this is a copy of a pleading filed electronically pursuant to New York State Court Rule, which at the time of its printout from the court system's electronic website had not yet been reviewed and approved by the county clerk. Because court rule authorizes the county clerk to reject filings for various reasons, readers should be aware that documents bearing this legend may not have been accepted for filing by the county clerk. Okay? So that's at the top and bottom of every single page of this 4-page document. Okay? It says, this is index number under sign, receive, New York 6/5/2025, Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York, Brit, Eady, plaintiff, Truly Original LLC, Bravo Media LLC, NBC Universal LLC. So that says Brit, Eady, and then this is all of the people in the box. Truly, Bravo, NBC, Endemol, Shine North American, and I told you all she's pulling a face tower. Jane John Doe's 1 through 5. That means that, you know how everybody's like, oh, she didn't say anything to Ken in this lawsuit. Well, she don't have to. If she has Jane John Doe's listed, that means you can insert name here later. Okay, so maybe after discovery and you find out that there was somebody like really at the top that ultimately allowed Kenya to do whatever she did, then that could be entered as a person. If they decide that Kenya's to blame for what happened, and they can go back and add her as a Jane Doe. So right now, it doesn't mean that Kenya's not included. It just means that she hasn't been named. You see what I'm saying? Okay. It says summons with notice. Oh, look, that's interesting. It says date purchased. You see that? Interesting. Date purchased, June 5th. Plaintiff designates New York County as the place of trial. The basis of the venue is defendant's principal place of business, situs of events and damages, contractual choice of venue provisions. And then we come down to you are hereby summoned and required to appear in this action, serving a copy of your notice of appearance upon the undersigned within 20 days after service of this summons, exclusively of the day of service. If this summons was personally delivered upon you in the state of New York within 30 days after service is complete, summons is not delivered to you in the state of New York. And if you do not serve the notice of the appearance to your answers, otherwise respond in an applicable limitation, a judgment may be entered against you by default. Now that's very important because she hasn't been awarded $20 million yet. She is going to say later that if they don't show up, like this first paragraph is establishing, if they don't show up, if they don't answer, if they don't show up and they don't answer, which I think that's what they did to Nene, right? Like, didn't they just not show up and not answer forever? And then finally did at like the 11th hour and then put her ass to arbitration, which she finally settled. So now she's back in their good graces, but still not on my damn screen. Yeah. Let's see. So a judgment can be entered against you by default for the relief demanded in this notice set forth below. And we know that's for $20 million. So Benjamin D. White of Block and White LLP, attorneys for the plaintiff, Brittany Eady. Defendant's addresses for Truly is Maiden Lane in New York, CT Liberty Lane in New York, and Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood. Then we come down here, and this is the actual, these are the problems We're about to get into the actual problems. Can you see that? There. So we're going to get into the actual problems. And I just want you guys to go back in your Rolodex and put your hate for Brit Eady aside. Put all of that Kenya poison in your ear aside. Act like you just met her, that she never said the pow pow, that she never had the interaction with Kenya. And just imagine it from that purview and go back in your mentality Rolodex and see if you can pinpoint the episodes or actions in the episodes that she might be referring to. Okay? Here, I'm going to flip this. You guys can feel free to support the channel. I have my Cash App and my Venmo right here while I'm reading. You guys can go ahead. I love you guys. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, share the video. Let's get some more people in here because people think she's full of shit, but we're about to find out whether or not Brit Eady has a leg to stand on, you guys. Maybe if I turn it this way. Okay. Let's go up here. Number 1, the nature of this action is defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false light, respondent superior, and sexual harassment and hostile work environment in violation of New York State human rights law and New York City human rights law in regard to the incident occurring during June 6, 2024, taping of the reality television show The Real Housewives of Atlanta and the subsequent production airing of a Real Housewives of Atlanta episode April 6, 2025. On June 6, at an event that was filmed with production of RHOA, one of the show's cast members willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence made false, defamatory, harassing, and damaging statements regarding the plaintiff, another cast member on the show, in front of an audience of approximately 200 people. The cast member also displayed posters containing written false and defamatory statements regarding plaintiff and her occupation, as well as an explicit photograph depicting a woman engaged in graphic sexual conduct. The cast member falsely claimed that the photograph depicted the plaintiff. Plaintiff was not present when the photograph was presented and did not see the explicit photograph until after certain of these events were aired on Bravo nearly a year later, as addressed below. Attendees of the event took photographs, video, and audio recordings, we played it all here, of the cast members' statements and circulated certain of them on social media sites, including Instagram, TikTok, and the statements were subsequently circulated by media outlets. The foregoing actions of the cast member at issue were within the scope of the defendant's business and in furtherance of the defendant's business. So they're just basically saying that Ken has the same contract I have, and everything that she did, she said pretty much, she's like, I did it because we can. Other stuff has been done. We do this kind of stuff all the time is what people are trying to tell me. And to which I keep saying, when has a penis ever been on a forehead in anybody's thing up here? It hasn't been done like this. And the time it was almost done was still your dizzy girl, Teen Twirl, when she was talking about Bolo's peen being inside of freaking Portia. Her and her peens, okay? It's always her with her sexual harassment. This is an established pattern. And Candy too, sexual harassment, putting vibrators in your coworkers' panties and having the control is a form of sexual harassment. I don't know where you think you're working. I'm not sure. Okay? Let's keep on reading. Okay. Number 3. Defendants willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence republished certain of the cast members' statements at issue. Specifically, defendants willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence produced, edited, and aired an episode of RHOA on April 6, 2025 that included footage of certain of the cast members' statements at issue, as well as commentary from other cast members that describe the photographs displayed. Further, the manner in which the episode was aired falsely yet unmistakably implied that the graphic sexual photograph presented by the cast member depicted the plaintiff. On information and belief, defendants knew that the photograph did not depict the plaintiff, or at least were reckless or grossly negligent in failing to learn that the photograph did not depict the plaintiff. Despite plaintiff's repeated requests prior to the airing of the episode at issue that the defendants show her the photograph, the defendants refused to do so. By way of the foregoing, defendants contributed to a hostile work environment for plaintiff and sexually harassed plaintiff by subjecting the plaintiff to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments based on her gender by requiring her to continue to work in an environment in which she had been subject to a gendered attack, creating an inferior condition or privilege of employment because of her gender. I think that has to do with the stretch marks and getting asked by coworkers, do you sell cat, and being called a whore on a regular basis, along with your business acumen being questioned by other coworkers who I'm not sure what the fuck they're doing either, but yeah, you get questioned, Brit. So are you going back in your Rolodex to match the actions from the episodes for who she might be talking about? So far, I think she got all the Jane Does filled. I don't know if she even got any John Does, because I'm Jane Doe 1 is Ken. Jane Doe 2 is Portia. Jane Doe 3 is Angela. Jane Doe 4 is Drew. And Jane Doe 5, who could Jane Doe 5 be? Could it be Candy? Because Candy is still riding hella hard. She's riding this like it's a dick and there's only one. Okay? She's riding this. Okay? And it's on the side of Ken Moore, right? Like she was just over in the BET crying at interviews about how she helped Shamia get the job and what's the big problem about dicks on your forehead. Okay? So maybe all 5 Jane Does are taken. She should have pulled a Faith Stour and done Jane and John Does 1 through 50. Okay? Faith Stour did Jane and John's 1 through 50. So she could get production. She could get the other co-worker stars. She got everybody covered with Jane Doe's 1 through 50. I feel like she capped herself at 1 through 5. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many stocks do we really have in stock here? At least 6 bitches could get a summons. Okay? At least 6 other bitches could get a summons because they were all carrying, oh, you just understand we're treating you like shit because we miss our friend. And you're the reason she's not here because, yeah, we told you that was your forehead with that penis on it. Yeah, we treating you like that was your forehead with the penis on it at work. Yeah, and at work, I'm talking about stretch marks on your mouth. And at work, I'm calling you a whore based off of that too. Yeah, so I feel like she might have kneed herself. What's it called? Chopped herself off at the knees. Okay. So let's go back to reading. Are we already to number 4? The relief sought is as follows. A, the immediate removal of the episode from public access on all platforms, networks, and media outlets in the defendant's control. B, a public statement by defendants that the statements by the cast member and the depiction of those statements, including the impression that the explicit photograph depicted of the plaintiff, were false. C, a monetary award to be determined at trial, entered against the defendants jointly and severally and or individually. D, as well as punitive damages entered against the defendants jointly, severally, and or individually. E, for the costs and fees of this proceeding, including my legal fees, and for such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. 5, should defendant fail to appear herein, judgment will be entered by default for the sum of not less than $20 million with interest and the cost and the fees of this action. And y'all keep calling Brit stupid. Y'all keep saying she dumb. Y'all keep saying her businesses are a fraud. This is gangsta. You gonna make me sit on the bus? Fine, I'll sit on the back of the bus, and I get a dossier on all you bitches. Oh yeah, call me whore again. Angela, speaking to the mic, bitch. Speaking to the mic. How many stretch marks did you see? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, speaking to the mic. I'm your husband's whore? Oh yeah, say that again. Oh, and Drew, I said what? Do I what? And you're going to say it again after I said, do I what? You're not going to think twice about asking me again on a show that's shown in the corners of the world on whether or not I suck dick for money and sell cats for money. We're not in a wet food market, bitch. I'm not selling cat. Number 6, plaintiff designates New York County as the place of trial. The basis of this designation is defendant's principal place of business, the situs of where events relevant to this action occurred, and the venue selected in the employment contract governing the relationship between plaintiff and defendant, Truly Original LLC, as well as the employment contract governing the relationship between the offending cast member and the defendant, Truly Original LLC. Let's read that last sentence again. So they want the basis of this designation is based on as well as the employment contract of kin, the offending cast member, and Truly LLC, who also employs her. So it's because you employ me and you employ her. That's why. And it's because you keep having me come up to watch what happens live to talk shit to me about some bullshit. And that's where you guys do all the editing to make it look like I have blurry penises on my forehead. Okay? Dated New York, June 5th, 2025. Benjamin D. White, Block and White, LLP, Benjamin D. White, Esquire, Michael L. Block, Esquire, 152 West 57th Street, 8th floor. They have a phone number. They have their emails. And that is it, Curvies. I am pleased. I am thrilled. I hope you enjoyed my dramatic reading. Let's get at these comments. Ms. Bugs was first in the house. DT, I haven't seen you in so long. I love you. I love you. Hey, sis, LRGA Curves and fellow Curvies. On your way to work, just want to say hello. Yay, thank you. Yep, everything's wonderful. Most excellent. Satra Del Rey's in the house. Thank you for coming. Linnell Seller, thank you for coming. Yes. Apparently, there's some elements of Nini's lawsuit in her lawsuit, too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hostile work environment, for surely. That's a common thread in everybody who ends up suing. Bravo, I would say I've noticed a commonality, a pattern power, if you will, that the everybody says it's a hostile work environment. Q's back in the house. Thanks for coming. So this is the KMHS. Yeah, Kenya Moore Hair Salon reopening. Yeah, the grand closing episode. Number 5 this season. It came on April 6th. Episode 5 aired April 6th, 2025. And that's the episode where Ken did all of this stuff. Yep. Kenya Moore Hair re-closing episode. That's what I call it. Right? It's always been a thing with them. But I saw a lot of them defend her about the photos too. It's like I don't really feel like they did. I feel like they wanted her to just get over it. I don't know that I really feel like they ever supported her in these photos. They were kind of just like, oh, yeah, get over it. All of them, basically, yep, all of them. I think she did herself a disservice only having 5. I totally agree, Larja. She shouldn't include production too, unless she has to separate lawsuit. Right, exactly. Chanel Tony sells. Thanks. Throw the whole show away. Yep, in the trash. What's good, Allie from Miami? Jane Doe 5 is Phaedra, right? Chanel Tony Sells says, why would Kenya want to come back? Because she needs it. Tell it, Larja. I love it, boo. Oh, right on. Thanks. Hey, Mamir. Sorry. Good afternoon. Yeah, no worries. I'm in California. It's just 2:49 here. Seems like Brit covered everything. Yeah, I agree. I feel like Brit covered her bases well. She kept it simple. She didn't go into too much. All she has to do is refer you to that episode. She didn't even have to go into details more about that. And because Bravo didn't act on the alleged Pow Pow statement, feeling like a threat to Kim, I would say that they can't even bring that up in court. If you yourself didn't do it and your own investigation with your internal affairs said that Brit didn't do anything wrong, then that means Brit didn't deserve what Ken did, period. And if that's their position, then why did you air the episode that caused me so much damage? And why did you let these other noobs eat off of my trauma and build their, like, so now everybody thinks Angela is the new favorite housewife. Oh my God, she can read. But what would Angela have been except for what would Angela have been except for a husband that doesn't want to hug her or tell her he loves her, a fan, and a lifting wig, had it not been for the Brit Eady's trauma situation? I'll wait. Put it in the chat. What else did Angela do besides be horribly mean to Brit Eady based off of the content that Ken fed her and lied to her about? Tell me. I'm waiting. Here, I'll do a little thing for you. Nothing? Exactly. And I waited. She didn't do nothing. Her one good read, her 2 good moments came off of inflicting more sexual harassment and pain on the lady who has a $20 million lawsuit against you. And you could be one of the Janes, bitch. You think you ate? You're $2 million in debt on houses and you think you ate? And everybody's like, oh my God. Oh my God, Angela, oh my God, she's so good, I just don't know how to comprehend. They're like, Angela, oh my God. All she did was get herself named in a lawsuit about sexual harassment. Because who says that? Who says that? And the reason she was saying it was to hurt and harm the lady and to re-traumatize her, because her workplace allowed the video to be shown. So of course Angela's like, well, of course I can call you stretch marks. My boss let the picture in the boardroom. But you're still in trouble. And then Drew, she just sat her ass on Watch What Happens Live. I'm like, these bitches didn't know the place got sued. Nobody's paying attention to social media. Because she went on Watch What Happens Live, what appeared to be after the lawsuit, and she's still talking shit about Drew based off of the lies that Ken told. So you might be Jane Doe number 2, bitch, because that was one of her good reads too. The only time people liked Drew this season was when she was singing or when she was asking, does she sell cat? Those are the 2 times that you all didn't call Drew a liar. 2 times out of 14 episodes. Again, both had to do with her trauma. So your two new tag team faves and all that, and then here come this one. Oh, she was underage. She was underage. We all saw it. And then they all treated her like she was going off on them all the time. The amount of fucking gas in that room. Oh, can you use a calmer? She had no time. I'm talking with a lot more hyphy right now than I've ever heard Brit talk with on TV. And the whole time, these two not best friends, these two telling her, oh, your tone. Oh, calm down. Oh, you're aggressive. Oh, you have to understand why we're treating you like this, because we just really miss our friend. And she even said it too. I'm like, didn't you just meet Ken last month, bitch? And here you are talking about stretch marks on the next one's mouth? I don't get it. Basement Drew. Preach. Yes, I love you. I love you too. Right on. Not too many people agree with me. That's why I started my own channel. Seems like Brit covered everything. I can do without Angela. Yep. Desperate. Oh my gosh. It is not a good look. Not a good look to come on a show. I mean, you should probably pregame. You know the way Portia pregames being a villain right after she was a no, she pregames being a victim right after she was a villainous bitch. Yeah. She pregames in the retelling of a story. Her and Shamia have that in common. In their retelling of stories, they make it so their tone and delivery and the things they omit, they could be a victim in that shit. That's how they pregame the stuff. So, yeah, Angela should have pregamed with Charles, and he's in the freaking NBA. He should know about practicing. But he should have pre-gamed and been like, look, when we get on this TV, don't have me looking crazy. Don't leave me hanging. There's a whole lot of bitches waiting to chomp at the bit for a man that looked like he not paying enough attention to his main chick. There's a lot of side chicks that want to step up. So here's what we're going to do. As the Oakleys, because if you need some shade, you need to look for an oak. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stand together like an oak tree. And there's not going to be any shade anywhere in our oak standing because we're going to be strong. Solid as a rock. Solid. That's what they should have pre-gamed. But no. She's flying by the seat of her pants and hasn't told him nothing except for, oh, baby, I think I got a way to get back some of that $2 million. Yeah, I think you got a way to get back some of that $2 million that we invested in all those properties. So all you have to do is just come on once in a while. No, you can cook on there and everything. They're not going to care. I'm going to tell them I love a man who cooks. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, you're retired. You're Charles Oakley. You don't have to be doing anything right now. You know? Yeah. Just come on. But she should have also said, and when I say, do you love me, say yes. And when I lean in for a kiss, go ahead and pucker up. And don't make me beg for a hug on this TV. And when I answer the phone, when I call, answer the phone with a smile on your face and give me a, hey, baby, you look good. Like they should have done a lot more pre-gaming because you are not convincing me that old boy likes you a lot. I'm sorry. I keep telling in every chat that'll listen, it's giving Kelsey Grammer. It's giving Kelsey Grammer a lot. I mean, Kelsey didn't fry chicken or nothing, but he paid for it. Okay. Camille was doing a lot of, oh, my husband's great. Hi, little bird. Hi. Hi, you need some water? I wish I could give you some water. You guys should see a little bird just came to my windowsill. You okay, you guys? Yeah. I love birds. I love birds. Let's see. So yeah, Basement Drew. She needs to go focus on her husband. I mean, that's if she wants him. I don't even know if she likes him either. I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to fake that. I'm just not feeling any connection. I'm not feeling it. You know, I just did not feel like I still even feel a little something with Drew and Ralph. Like there was something that was a little palpable with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Greg and Nene had that little, like he used to look at her the way like he wanted to pat that butt. You know what I'm saying? Like that, yeah. But I'm not getting that with her and him. And look, not everybody has to have that kind of love language, but not answering your calls is not love language. That's ignore language. Oh yeah, this is our love language. You sound so silly. You sound so silly. Okay? And Brit had good advice for you when you told her about her stretch marks. She said, well, you need to go get some from Charles. He'll answer your phone on your next anniversary, I promise. If you have just 2 stretch marks right here from doing something with Charles, he'll answer your call next time, Angela. Let me see. I can see the comments better like this. She was constantly in defense because she was always, because they were always coming for her. Also, thanks, Charnel, because I've been saying this the whole time. Nobody wants to listen. They all act like, oh, well, she yelled, she jumped down Angela's throat. No, actually, Angela and them had just admitted to being in a group chat that she wasn't included in, where they were all crying with Ken, kumbaya, and Brit's an evil bitch because she likes to say she has whips in her purse. And then Angela jumps down her throat after Shamia doesn't repeat the story correctly, which her not best friend Portia told us she does, right? Portia told us when she was crying to Angela that Shamia always retells a story to make it look like that something happened to her. That something's this. And it's not. Portia said it. Drew said, did I really say it like that? And Shamia said, well, that's the way I heard it. You said it like that. And then they played it back and she hadn't said it like that, you guys. So I know for a fact that Shamia and Portia have been friends for a very long time because they both they embellish well on the truth. And then pretend like there's nothing to see here, folks. Let's just twerk all that away. Portia needs to get ready for Simon. Yes, I'm coming down for Simon. Yes. I know. They have IG in Nigeria, right? They have Instagram in Nigeria. I cannot wait. He just got released today, you guys. Simon, it just got reported that Simon got released by ICE and he's on his way back to Nigeria. And then I also saw something about no alimony for Portia. But I also saw that he couldn't go to court. So if he can't go to court and it didn't happen yet, then how do you know she doesn't get alimony? So I don't know. I'll have to wait. He had her at the awards last night. He not interested in Charles making Angela look like he's single for real. Yeah. She was at the awards last night with her fan out. Did you see? She was sitting at the awards and she had her little fam the whole night, poor thing. I get it. I know. Ooh, this heat flashes. There is nothing worse than fucking heat flashes. I tell you. Ooh, it's bad. I'm serious. It's all for show with Shamia and Portia. All of it. And I'm like, Shamia, is that why your hair looks so great? Is from wearing Portia as an ass helmet? I don't know if that's great conditioner or not. I don't know. And then isn't it interesting that she's her lap dog and Kelly is her lap dog and she is her lap dog and Phaedra, I don't know, I'm feeling like Phaedra's fallen into Portia's lap because she seems like she could be standalone. Now I will give it to Phaedra because now we can get into the episode a little bit. So in this episode, I felt like I'm just going to go straight to the end because I'm not going to keep us past an hour. But in the episode this week, I really liked how at the very end, the last 5 minutes, stay with me, the last 5 minutes of the episode, after one of these bitches finally took a minute to just talk to her. Tell her how she looks coming off in this group. Talk to her about why is she so defensive. Tell her how it's looking. Tell her how it's coming off. I know I just met you, but I saw your titties all weekend and I've seen your birth canal. So I'm going to let you know, Brit, that you need to just be friendly. If they say they want to come over, have a charcuterie board. Just show them that you want to be friendly. Just show them. Stop being so defensive. And I like that they didn't really visit why she was defensive because it wasn't the time. But I like that she acknowledged that she's defensive and to kind of, let's just try to navigate this by you being friendly. And that's when Britt said, so you just want me to be fake? You want me to be a fakey McFuckerson? Like you? Like all your friends, the fakey McFakersons? Is that a new band? Is that a folk group? I think it might be folk singing. The fakey McFuckersons. Yes. And then Phaedra was like, oh, no, I'm not saying fake. I'm saying friendly. She gets out of the car. I'm telling you, you guys been calling Brit stupid, but she's smart. She gets out of the car after receiving what this lady said with no edge. There was no accusation. There was no energy behind it. Like when Angela asked her, so how did you, like, she even postured to come around. So she was about to tell you how you were wrong about your license, bitch. She even postured at that table. It wasn't like a nice tone or any, they keep talking to her about her tone, but the tone that Angela came at her with, oh, how did you lose your license? Like, it was like so snide and condescending, you know? But to other people, they were like, oh, no, it wasn't. She was just being da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, you didn't hear it the way I heard it and that she took it, which was obviously the way she heard it too. It's a lot. It's a lot. She immediately goes in the house. And Shamia looking like this. And granted, it's because of Hearken the Angel Shiloh. And we only want complete healing for Shiloh. All season long for 14 episodes. Well, no, not 14. For what? 11? 11? Yeah, because that happened the 5th. We're on 14. 9. So 9 episodes. 9 episodes. Since that happened to her, I've been thinking in my mind for 9 episodes, where's the compassion? Where's the sisterhood? Where's the rallying behind a bitch when she's going through something by her sestras? Where is the coming together, the unity, the building up, the support for this black woman that was going through it? Where is it? And I did not see it anywhere. And I looked and I did not see it. And all I kept hearing was attacks and meanness towards her. And to the point where I was like, well, maybe these bitches don't know how to be compassionate. Maybe these bitches don't have no empathy. Maybe it's just totally off the table for Real Housewives of Atlanta that we're not going to have any sister moments on here. And then we got Shamia. Shamia crying. And all of those bitches rallied around Shamia. All of those ladies rallied around Shamia. Let me see. Can I see it? See this? I had taken a picture of it. I was like, so these bitches do know how to lend comfort. They do know how to be a hand, a soft hand, an easy place to land for the people. Oh, they do know how. Look, they do know how to rally behind the next bitch when she's obviously going through turmoil and trauma. Oh my God, they do know how to comfort, console, and show empathy. Oh my gosh, they know how. They've known how for 9 episodes to comfort a bitch. They've known how to pat her back and be like, everything's going to be okay. They know how to take a hand and put your hand in the hand of the man that calms the waters. How to put your hand in the hand of the man that made the sea. They know how to put their hand in the hand of the man and comfort a bitch. Isn't that interesting? And very telling, because they did not do it. They act like they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about this whole season, when I've been thinking, where's the comfort and the rallying behind her after that happened as a woman? Where's the comfort and the rallying behind Drew, who's going through a divorce, and the niggas in the basement? Where's the comfort and the rallying behind this one, even though it's from a stolen husband that she's divorcing on her own free call, and the call is coming from inside her own house? Okay, so we're not crying for PJ, I'm sorry. The call is coming from inside your house. You did all of this for you. So we're not sad, but if you needed some comfort, they know how to do it, but they didn't. If you needed some comfort, Kelly, because that crazy man just got out of jail who stole your waffle money, and you needed security the first 3 episodes because of the fool that was in jail at the time, as it turns out, I do believe. Because after he got out, I don't remember seeing security no more, now that I'm thinking about it. But they could have rallied around her and comforted her and like shown those moments. The only voice of reason this season has been Cynthia. And that's because she only flies in. And so, hey, she's just going to fly in, be humble, leave so she can go brag with Crystal Minkoff. Get it, humble brag. But honestly, like, do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, they know how to comfort, but they reserve it and they hold it back. So when Brit sees that they know how to comfort, she goes from over there, and I'm so glad that she did this, because she was her position when they initially started comforting Shamia. Did you notice? She was in the back behind Shamia on the couch. And when she caught up, she came to in front of Shamia and included herself, put herself in the middle of that sisterhood circle. And I bet it was for a reason. I bet it was half because she needed it, and half because what Phaedra had said about show them. Show them, grasshopper. Take the stone from my hand. Show them that you want to be a friend. And what better way to do that than to get on your knees in front of this bitch who was just lying on you some more at dinner after she talked about you with malice and shamed your charity and your charitable giving and tried to make you look stupid and bad, and had talked about you to the rest of the girls the whole time about it. And then when you finally confront her to her face, she was indeed passive aggressive and was like, who did that? Just like her friend. I'm telling you, that's why her and Portia are friends, right? Because she said straight to her, I think you're being passive aggressive. Were you talking about me? I have a Rolls Royce and a Birkin. And she's like, oh, do you? Was I? I don't know. No, I didn't say your name, did I? But she had went around to everybody else in the group and told her that Brittany had a Birkin and a Rolls Royce and pulled up with 2 paper towels. So you were talking about her, but you couldn't just say that. And then when Brit had energy for your ass helmet, Portia, and Portia decides to say, oh, I gave 1,000. But we know from the after show, bitch, you only gave 1,000 to make it so you had given the most after you was the last one to give because everybody else had already gave. And so you only did that so you could get on the show and be like, I gave 1,000. Fake. At least she really gave 2 paper towels and $250 because that's the fuck she felt like giving. Anyway, when she was talking to her about that, and she's like, I don't know, are you talking to me? Are you asking me? Like, I'm not real sure. Like, where are we going with this? And Portia says, come on with the attitude and the tone and she tried to do that on her. And she's like, well, look, I'm just like really asking because, you know, you don't even acknowledge me in text. And she said, when did I do that? And she said in the text. And she's like, that was one time. So you knew exactly when you did that shit. You knew exactly, just like she knew exactly. She was talking shit about you. You knew exactly there was one time when you was like, who that? Which is that should be your tagline. Who that man? Who's that dick? Is he taking who that? Who's that? Anyway, um, so Brit immediately goes and kneels in front of Shamia and is like, I love you, girl. I love you. Because she had been saying on the way home, she's like, me and Shamia didn't even have no problems. Where the fuck did this come from? Get the fuck out of here. Right? She's like, bada bing, bada boom. Shamia was fine. Where is this coming from? Is the bitch on her PMSing? Is she just starting shit for no reason? Like, what? We were fine. So she goes and she kneels in front of Shamia and she embraces her and everybody else is looking at her like, oh, she getting good camera time. Oh shit, there was room for me to do that. She did it first. Damn. So now all I can do is sit here and look at her like she's stupid and thirsty. So that's what they were doing, right? And because they had all just, like I showed you in the picture, they had all just reached and put a hand in the hand of the man on the lap, right? So she took it to the next thing, comes and gets in front of Shamia. I love you. You're going to get through this. I love your daughter. You're going to get through this. Everything's going to be okay. And you know what, bitch? I'll have a shot. Even though I threw up out of the car last night, I'm going to have a shot and I'm going to enjoy it just because of you, bitch. Now I'm going to go make this shot. And then she goes over to make the shots and she didn't want to get her outfit messed up. So she takes her titties out of the outfit. Now, this is her taking her titties out of the outfit after she's been over-sexualized all season. So maybe she had kind of like a, well, fuck it. Let me just go lean into it. Maybe that was that moment. Maybe she was just like finally leaning into dicks on her forehead. So she just, and plus they were having fun. I mean, they literally spent the season like showing their asses. I'm thinking the sexual harassment has to do with the attack it was used in when you said, oh, stretch marks, like that was an attack. But it was not harassment if everybody willingly takes their tops off and rubs nipples, is it? I think it is. Based on everything else I said here on LRGA Curves and read about, you would need explicit consent from the other parties involved in order for it to not be a form of sexual harassment. However, for you to get the consent means that you would either have to say or write, is it okay for us to rub titties? And as soon as you write that, it's a form of sexual harassment. So it's this horrible catch-22 where even if you do have somebody at work that wants to rub titties with you, you can't really know that they want to rub titties with you while you at work, because just to even imply or ask or inquire about said nipple rubbing would be harassment. So I'm not really sure how they're going to get, I shouldn't have said that part out loud, but it's obvious. Okay, I said the rest of it, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say this, Brit. Okay, wait. Brit, if you're suing for sexual harassment, but you're freely showing your nipples, then do you have a case? Or does one situation totally compartmentalize and separate from your voluntary nipple showing when you plopped your boobies on the thing and it kind of looked like you might have had your skirt down too? I'm not sure if you was booty hole naked on that counter like that. It looked cute and everything, and I was going to use that for the picture, but it was very like, ooh, and I was like, I don't want to do you like that, because I want you to be able to reclaim your goddess position in your glory. And not saying that you can't be a goddess like this, but you know, everybody already is judging you like that. So I took that picture down and I did this beautiful picture. And I love caramel color on caramel skin. She looked gorgeous. But anyway, yeah, do you guys think? I don't know. Do you think that this episode might be some type of, at least make the 20 million, not 20 million? Because look, you voluntarily showed us your titties on your own by episode 14 after you say they were involuntarily shown in episode 5 and implied that they were yours. Or was it the soliloquy along with that, all related to the harassment and the hostile work environment? Because I feel like she really deleted the hostile work environment when she did put her titties on the counter. I was like, if we could have got that Brit all season, you guys, wouldn't that have been magnificent? Man, they really missed the mark messing with her that way that they did when she first got on the show. She could have been fun. She could have been funny. She could have been carefree. She could have been zero defense. But no, She was reacting. She was in survival mode. She was in an environment where they allowed this to happen, didn't show her the picture, threw her in with a den of pit vipers who refused to console her or acknowledge that she might be traumatized from this shit, and then walk accordingly. The same kind of way they did with Nene. I've said this before too. Now, when Nene leaks, Greg was going through it. She had been working with these bitches for a decade almost. And did they console her? Or did they expect her to keep jumping through hoops? They expected her to keep jumping through hoops. And when she did not feel like jumping through hoops, because the depression and the grief of dealing with somebody who's sick in your family was getting the best of her, and so she was acting otherly, because you're not the same person when you're going through that with a loved one. But like I said, they didn't have no compassion for Nene. They just was like, perform, bitch. You know? Anyway, let's get to some of these comments. Yeah, it's all for show with Shamia. Yeah, and that charity shaming proved that it was for show. I was like, that was the icing on the proverbial cake. That was Shamina. That was one good read that she had. Shamina. You're a mean bitch. And it's fake. All those smiles and hey, best friends. You in this one, fakes. All three of you, fakes. No wonder you birds and feathers, apples and trees, bitch. Fakes. Because anybody who without a pre-agreed upon amount to donate, who would shame another person and repeatedly tell the story to everybody who would listen after you admitted that you already took her to Houston's and told her about it. So why are you bringing it up in group situations? And why are you bringing it up to 7 other bitches? We already talked about it. It's not their motherfucking business. We already talked about it. It's not their business. But when you're a fake and it's all for show, Shamina, Flavor Flav, Shamina Flavor, and Kelly, what a traitorous ratchetness you are. All of that yelling you do on everybody else's behalf, on your new ass helmet's behalf. And you have the nerve to say, I just don't think Brit is aware of what to do. Bitch, you don't even know how to keep your nipples in a shirt. You don't even know how to keep your areola from showing. And you're going to say another bitch isn't aware of something and they got to tell you you really can see your fucking areolas? Dud. You turned out to be a dud, Kelly. And I'm pretty sure that you're in hot. Like, I think she's living well above her stuff. I think it's going to come out. Yeah. Because I think her restaurant's getting sued. They are doing another reopening. And I know the places get sued or whatever. But the way you treated your supposed friend, Brit, it's going to come back on you. Yeah. Yeah. Phaedra did a good thing this episode. Cynthia, I like her. And I love that, here, I'm gonna let you guys see. You see the little pebbles I put down there by the, because they were calling, damn, Phaedra has the nerve to be 3 centimeters taller than Kelly and constantly refer to her as a garden gnome. That's a lot of chutzpah, you guys. That's a lot of chutzpah, okay? But you see little Pebbles? She does look just like Pebbles, huh? I used to love Pebbles on the Flintstones when I was a little girl. Yes. Wilma, Betty, Pebbles, Barney, Fred. Yep. Bam Bam. Remember Bam Bam? Yeah. So anyway, you guys, we're wrapping up this hour. I hope you enjoyed the dramatic reading of the $20 million lawsuit against Bravo et al. And Jane and John Doe's 1 through 5 from Brit Eady, filed on June 5th, a year almost to the day since the incident happened on June 6th, 2024. And we had that reading. Again, feel free to support the channel at any time. at any time. You can take this, save it in your and just send me something later. No worries, no problems. Hey, I'm in an abundance flow right now. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Yeah, I didn't have it on Restream. I thought her strongest case in the network refused to let her see. Yeah, so I feel like that will solidify her case. Their mere refusal to let her even see the images before it was aired, and then have her get treated like that the entire season. That's definitely an actionable, and that in itself is worth $20 million, and it has nothing to do with sexual harassment. That's just providing a hostile work environment. She could have it all on there, and the false impression. Yeah, if they throw out the sexual harassment based off of her showing her own titties later, I don't know that that would also cover the stretch marks comment and the repeatedly asking her, does she sell cat? You know what I mean? Hey, Chanel's Reality. Thanks for coming through. Chanel sent me a word today, and I really needed it. I appreciate you, good darling. Yup. Yup. I love you guys. Anyway, make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. On your way out, ring the bell, and I will see you in the next video, Curvies. Bye. Peace.